Hey, B Squad, it is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Orange County. This is season number 18, episode number 10, and the episode was titled Catwalks and Catfights, you guys. What a good This was a good episode, you guys. To me, I enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the live chat or in the comment section below. So this episode, you guys know we are still on this trip with the girls, and we pick up where we last left off with the conversation between Heather and Shannon, right? Where Shannon showed Heather that picture of her with her face, the way it looked. So Heather is just talking to Shannon, trying to see if Shannon will be up for coming to dinner, right? Shannon's whole thing is she still doesn't necessarily want to come. And I don't blame Shannon for not wanting to go and wanting to be around Alexis because me personally, I wouldn't want to be around Alexis. That's just my 2 cents. Oh, also, you guys, before we actually just jump into the episode, so I did see that Andy has posted for the questions for the Real Housewives of Orange County that they're getting ready to film the reunion pretty soon. So if you guys have any questions for Andy when it comes to this season's reunion, go over to Andy's Twitter and leave your comments. Now back to what we were talking about. So not Emily, but Heather was just mostly like, you know, why don't you go put your dress on, get your glam done, and just come down, right? So then we see Alexis in her room, and Alexis is on the phone with Johnny. And it's just like, you look pathetic behind this. My thing with Alexis is you look absolutely 100% pathetic behind this man. And I just don't get it, to be quite honest with you guys. Like, it makes no sense. Like I've said plenty of times before, when it comes to Alexis, it's like, whatever happens to you. If he treats you the same way that he's doing Shannon, then that's gonna be your karma. That's gonna be your karma, right? Because I just don't really see it for Alexis. It's one thing, like I said, it's like I've said numerous times before too. It's one thing to have an issue with Shannon. It's one thing to have a beef with Shannon, and that's fine. But you don't know the particulars and the ins and outs of that relationship, so you're just going so hard for a man. And like I said, I really do feel like it'll happen to you eventually, right? So we see as Katie is talking to Jen, and Katie is letting Jen know that Gina brought it up about the ring camera, right? And so she's just telling her how Shannon felt, right? So then you had Emily. So Emily went to go have a conversation with Alexis, basically let Alexis know as well that Shannon knows about the video. And so Alexis is in her feelings because people are having empathy for Shannon. And it's like, but again, it does feel like you and John are doing this with malintent. And that's just my personal opinions. You guys can feel free to let me know if you guys agree or disagree. But she's upset that people's having Shannon's side. And she was like, if we really want to hurt Shannon, we would have put the video out. But I was so glad Emily clocked it. She's like, you didn't put the video out, but you're telling everybody in the group and you're saying it on camera. So essentially, it's the same thing. You may not have put it out in the public for people to see it, but you're saying it on this show around these women in front of these cameras. So it's literally the same difference. Shannon is better than me because I wouldn't have gave John a penny. I wouldn't have offered John a penny. I would have told John to kiss the narrowest part of my ass, because no, sir, you're not going to sit here and try to blackmail me, bribe me, whatever. It doesn't sit right with me, because it does look like it does kind of look to be extortion. But you guys can definitely tell me your thoughts and your opinions, right? So Alexis decided that she's not gonna go to dinner. I'm like, That's fine. Nobody, I don't think anybody really 100% cares. Maybe Tamara does, but other than that, I don't know anybody who really truly gives a damn. So everybody shows up to dinner, and Shannon told Gina and Emily that she offered John all the money that he was asking for, but she wanted a non-disparagement clause with this, and his people disagreed. He and his people disagreed with that, and I was like, that's mighty interesting that he doesn't want. So is, and that's what Gina even said, and I agree with this. Like, it's not about the money then. If he doesn't want to do a non-disparagement clause, like she's saying, I won't disparage you in the public and you don't disparage me. So why can you agree to that? That's why I say it's more to it than what John Jansen wants to let on. And I'm not feeling it. You guys can tell me what you guys think in the live chat and in the comments. But yeah, I think it's bogus. I think it's BS. And it's all around wrong because, dude, you're asking her for $75,000 when y'all were in a relationship with each other, and the least you could do is she offered you half. You said no to half. You should have then just said, okay, she's giving me what I'm asking for. Let me just take this and go on about my business and not disparage her in the public. But he can't do that. That's why I say it's more to the story than what John is leading on. So then Tamara kind of pissed me off because the fact that Tamara wants to sit here and defend Alexis is like, there's no defense when it comes to Alexis. There's literally no defense for her. She is inserting herself in something that had nothing to do with her. This was before she got with that man. Like, shut up, Tamara. Hi, Julie. You say he wants to be in the limelight. He was never a private person. He wants the publicity. That's exactly what I feel like it is when it comes to John, that he just wants to be in the limelight. And I think that's why he's with Alexis. Because later in the episode, he was on the phone with Alexis, basically saying, people think that we're conspiring to come against Shannon, but that's not what we're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing, because if you're not doing that and you wanted $75,000 from her, she offered to give you half. You said no. Then when she came back and said she would give you the 75,000, she just doesn't want you to disparage her. You say no. What does that look like, sir? Then your girlfriend is on television talking about you guys have a ring video of her. What does that look like? Like, I really don't like John at all. So Shannon got up from the table and she was pissed off, and rightfully so. See, the thing is, I would tell them, like, if I'm gonna be around y'all, it's fine if y'all have a woman in a group, but when she's not here, don't bring her up. Don't say her name to me. Act like she doesn't exist. But they can't do that. So after that, Alexis sent a text message to Heather, right? She's not gonna come because she feels like everybody's taking Shannon's side. Then she's also upset about the fact that Gina went and told Shannon about the video. And it's like, but again, I'm gonna repeat this one more time. You are going around the whole entire group. Everybody knows about this video except for the person you're talking about. Do I think Gina had a little bit of motive behind doing that? Slightly. Am I mad that Gina did it? No, because Shannon needed to know what was happening. But for Alexis to sit here and now victimize herself is comical to me. Like, it's very comical to me that Alexis is now trying to make herself the victim. Julie also said she got signed to the show before they even started dating. Then all of a sudden he found interest in Alexis to be on the show again. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Oh, I did not know that. Because I thought that Alexis had got signed on after they became an item. Thank you for letting me know. So it exactly. And now that you say that, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that this was his MO. Might not have been Alexis's MO, but it was absolutely John's MO. Like I've said plenty of times before, John is giving me a mixture of Slade Smiley and Brooks. He's giving me a mixture of those two terrible men. So after that, Shannon came back to the table because she went off to the side and she had a conversation with Jen, and she was screaming. And again, I get it. Like, this is a lot for her. It's so interesting when you think about this season of OC. This season was really supposed to be all about her DUI, which she has talked about it, but it's now turned into she is a victim when it comes to, well, I'm not gonna say a victim, but she is, like, she's getting, the fans are on Shannon's side as opposed to being against her because of her DUI, and all because of Alexis and John. And y'all are the villains this season. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny, Jesus Jugs? And that's the other thing when it comes to Tamra. I find, like, I've said it plenty of times when it comes to Tamra. I think Tamra is fake as hell. She's nobody's friend. But it's so interesting how Tamra is now all of a sudden buddy buddy with Alexis. But when Alexis was on the show previously, y'all didn't see it for each other. Like, you told her she's psychotic, Jesus Jugs. Like, Tamra is nobody's friend. And like I've said numerous times about Tamra, I would have a lot more respect for Tamra when it comes to Shannon if she was a concerned friend. You're not concerned about Shannon's drinking. You're still like, my personal opinion, you guys can agree or disagree. I still feel like Tamra is trying to get back from Shannon for the time that she was not on the show. But there was nothing Shannon could do about. They decided to keep her and let you and Vicky go. That was nothing that Shannon can do. But that's my opinions, right? So Shannon asked them at this dinner, "Can we not talk about Alexis Bellino?" And they were like, "Okay, cool, right?" So the next morning, Alexis is once again playing this victim role, right? She's talking about, "Oh, I was in my room for 13 hours." Alexis, you didn't have to be in your room for 13 hours, my love. If you would stay out of this situation, if you would have, here's my thing. It's fine that you are in a relationship with John. That's not a problem. That's not the problem. It's the problem that you are inserting yourself in something that has nothing to do with you. If you had came on this season and been like, you know what, I know that John is suing you, Shannon, and I don't know what the particulars are of the lawsuit. I don't know what happened in your relationship. I'm going to stay out of it. And, me and you, we can just work on trying to build a friendship with each other and leave the past in the past. And whatever's going on with you and John, you guys work that out and I'll stay out of it. If you had done that, you would be the fans would probably like you a little bit more than what they do. Because I think it was Dorinda Deadly that tweeted this question the other day. Do we want her back for season 19? I say hell no. But you guys may want Alexis back. I don't know. But I know for me, I can say, Alexis, this should be your last season. And I feel like this whole engagement thing, I feel like that's a storyline. That's a little storyline for you to try to pitch to the producers to bring you back as a housewife next season to, plan your wedding. Girl, we don't want to see it. Period, point blank. Don't want to see it. So then we see Katie, right? So Katie was having a conversation with Jim and basically telling Jim that she wants to sit down, she wants to talk to Heather and apologize to Heather and tell Heather that she was forced to talk about that whole thing with the paparazzi. Do I believe that? Actually, I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe that she was forced to talk about the paparazzi. What I will say is I feel like maybe a bug was planted in her ear, but forced, no. But we'll talk about that a little later, right? So after that, we see the ladies, so they split up for the day. So some of them went and made biscuits, I believe, and the others went and did like a sound bath, but in the nature. I will say both scenes were extremely boring to me. The only thing that I got out of the sound bath thing was the fact that Shannon kept coughing. Shannon and Shannon did not brush her hair. Shannon was put face planted not literally like face plants. She had her face planted in the grass, but they had to smell and all that kind of stuff. With the other ladies, I like the fact that Gina and Emily are trying to be neutral when it comes down to the situation between Shannon and Alexis. The problem is it's Alexis. Alexis doesn't want them to be neutral. I feel like Alexis wants everyone to be on her side, but I'm glad that Gina and Emily saying that there's not, they see it, and especially Gina when she was talking about the things with Tamara and how Tamara does Shannon when it comes to the drinking. Like I said a few minutes ago, when it comes to Tamara, I don't think Tamara is genuine when it comes to Shannon having a drinking problem. Do I think Shannon has a drinking problem? Possibly. Do I think she's an alcoholic? I wouldn't go as far as to say I think that Shannon is an alcoholic because I don't think that she is one. But I think she may have an issue with drinking, and I think her issue with drinking may stem from not knowing how to deal with, traumatic things that happened to her. I think that might be what it is. And I think that Shannon uses drinking as a coping mechanism. I think that's what Shannon's problem is. She drinks as a coping mechanism, and she may drink to an excess sometimes that she blacks out and, does things, right? But do I think she's an alcoholic? Not really. But you guys will tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. So moving back over to the other ladies, like I said, it was Heather, Shannon, Jen, and Katie, right? So Katie went up to Heather, wanting to once again talk about this. I'm glad that Heather said it later in the episode that she didn't let her talk because you absolutely did not let that woman talk. That woman brought it up and you didn't want to talk about it. And that's my problem when it comes to Heather. You don't want to talk about things until you're ready to talk about it. Julie says, I actually thought Shannon was hilarious. She's not out there to prove that she's somebody. She's not just Shannon. I love her. Oh, I do too. I absolutely love me some Shannon. Shannon is my girl. Love Shannon. I wish she had brushed her hair though. That was the only thing I kept looking at. I'm like, my God, Shannon. You sitting out here, everybody here is done, but yours is not brushed. But again, I love Shannon. So after that, um, we see. So you guys know that Heather is having a fashion show, right? So here's my thing: when it comes to Emily, Emily has body dysmorphia, right? I think that's something that we can say. She has body dysmorphia, but she she makes issues out of every little thing when it comes to her body, and it's just like you talk about you work out now, right? And I can definitely tell that you work out, and now you're working out, you've lost weight, and you still seem unhappy. So you might need to see a therapist about why you're so unhappy. Like I don't understand it. You say Tamara has turned into a real see you next Tuesday, and it's sad. Oh yeah. I don't know if I would say Tamara has turned into one or if Tamara has always been one. Because Tamara is a nasty person. Like I've never been a fan of Tamara. Tamara has always been a nasty person. But yeah. So because that actually ties into the scene with Tamara. So Tamara, here's my thing with Tamara. Tamara, like I said, is a friend to absolutely not a single soul because Tamara is talking to Heather about Katie and saying that, Katie feels as if Gina set her up to tell this whole stuff about the paparazzi. Can I see that? Yes, I actually can because you guys know how I feel when it comes to Gina and Heather's relationship. I think it's fake as hell. It's something about their relationship just doesn't seem genuine and authentic to me. And so Tamara tells Heather that I guess Katie must have said to her that Gina was saying that she doesn't want to piss Heather off because of her contacts and her, and so she has some relationships when it comes to real estate. Can I see that? And do I believe that? Do I believe it? Part of me can, like, I'll say 50-50, right? It's down the middle because I can see it, because I've questioned why with Gina, it's like Gina cowers to Kate, not Katie, but to Heather every time. And I remember when Heather came back to the show, Gina was up her behind that season when Heather returned. So I do question it. I do think that maybe she said something. Did she say that those exact words? Maybe not, but I do believe that Gina said something. So after that, we see it the fashion show, right? We see the fashion show. The ladies did a good job with the fashion show. So at one point, Heather pulled Gina to the side and she told Gina that, hey, me and you need to talk, right? Because some stuff has come to me and we just need to sit down and talk. And she said, okay. But Heather said, not here, not now, just later, right? So then after that, we see as Gina went over to talk to Katie. I was like, girl, didn't she just say, not here? Like, oh my God, flip flopper. Absolutely. 100% agree. A true flip flopper. Like, that's why Gina gets on my nerves at times, because I don't, Gina goes with the wind. And it's like I said, when it comes to Heather, she, like, I can see it. I honestly can. I can truly see it, right? So after that, we see as they're trying to get Alexis and Shannon to talk. I was like, why do y'all want Alexis and Shannon to talk? I really truly don't understand it. That, I will say that was annoying me. The fact that they wanted them to sit down and have a conversation. I was like, they don't need to have a conversation, because at the end of the day, this has nothing to do with Alexis. Alexis has inserted herself into a situation that she didn't have to. She willingly chose to be a participant in this, and this is why I feel. Here's my theory, you guys, and listen to me and tell me what you guys think. My theory with John Jansen is, I feel like John sought out Alexis, right? I also feel like John decided not to come on camera, just so that way it can be said, "Oh, I didn't film this season with anybody, so I'm not looking to get on camera." So he uses Alexis to be his mouthpiece, so that way he can say, those are things that, Alexis is the one that's saying that stuff. I never said any of this stuff. Again, I don't want to be on camera this season, so don't. I'm not the bad guy. I feel like that's what happened when it came to John and Alexis. I feel like she said, you know what, you won't be on camera, so that way I'll say everything for you. That's what it's given to me. Again, tell me what you guys think and feel in the comments and in the live chat, right? So Shannon is getting ready to leave to go to Houston because she and Vicky have a show that they're going to be doing, right? So Alexis went to the window and saw Emily. She has a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and um, Shannon is saying she doesn't want to talk to Alexis. So Emily gave her a thumbs down, and so now Alexis is like, "See, I knew she wasn't going to want to talk to me. I knew she wasn't going to want to talk to me. Why would she? Like, I'm sorry. It's something about this lady that's just irking my spirit, and she's getting on my nerves." Julie, me and you are on the same page. I In the earlier seasons of Gina coming on, I did like Gina, but these last couple of seasons, I like Gina in the beginning. But you say I love Gina in the first couple of seasons. Heather comes in and she totally became Orange County and not her New York life. We are on the same exact page when it comes to that. That I like Gina in her earlier seasons, but when Heather came on, Gina flipped and she went up Heather's behind, and she's been there since, what was it, season 16? Is that when did she I think that's when she came back, season 16. Because if I'm not mistaken, season 15 was Elizabeth Vargas, right? I'm getting the seasons confused. But either way, yes, we are on the same page when it comes to freaking Gina. I liked Gina in the beginning, but when Heather returned, I saw a change in Gina and I wasn't here for it, right? So then Shannon, I love you. Oh my God, when Shannon went around as she was getting ready to leave, she gave everybody a hug. She hugged Gina, Emily, Heather, Kate. She hugged everybody. Went up to Alexis. Alexis came in for a hug. Shannon didn't even hug her. Shannon said to her, I know that you want to have a conversation with me, but I don't care to talk to you. I was like, yes, Shannon. I was here for it. Come on, Shannon. Put her in her place. Since you want to be over there and defend John, you stay right there with him. Don't try to make any amends with me because I don't want to hear it, right? So that ended that night. And so the next day, I don't forget where they went, but wherever they went to, they had to ride bikes to go there. So this is where we talk about Emily, not Emily, but Gina, Katie, and Heather. So Gina brought it up, and Katie was like, yeah, because you're going around calling me a liar. Gina says she is a liar. Katie says that, well, you told me, you put me up to doing this because you were saying that you didn't want to mess up your relationships with Heather. Now, Gina, 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 and I have to agree with Tamra in this particular scene. As loud as Gina got, Gina, you looked you were being very defensive, and it was very much so given a hit dog will holler. Like I said earlier, do I believe that she said those words verbatim to Katie? No. Do I think she alluded to something like that? Yes. I do believe that she alluded to it. But like I said, baby Gina, the way you were screaming and the way you got so loud with Katie, you said something. You absolutely said something to Katie. I don't know what you said to Katie, but you said something. And then Emily, that's not even how she talks. Emily, shut up. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business. Mind your business. But that was the episode, you guys. To me, it was a little bit of a filler episode. It didn't give a whole lot, but it was a good episode nonetheless. To me, you guys tell me what you think about the episode in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next one, stay safe. Take care of yourself, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So next week, we got 3 Housewives shows that we're reviewing. Um, Dubai Part 2 Reunion is on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, the premiere of Salt Lake City. And then next Thursday, next episode of Orange County. So we're gonna have 3 Housewives that I'll be talking about all next week, and those lives are already created. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.